Hey, it's Brian with Reclaimed Republic. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. I'm a full-time eBay reseller and part-time YouTube content creator. Today, we're going to talk about sales from this past weekend, but first we're going to get into the topic on the thumbnail, which is how to sell items that are slow movers. There are old items, so it could be a combination of both. You might have an old item that's a good mover and you just have it listed incorrectly, but the first thing is if you have anything old and it's not listed, list it. I've been doing a lot of that recently where I had stuff sitting right over here on my incoming inventory racks, my money mountain, if you will, and I just needed to get it listed in the store. So beyond that, there's a lot of different things you can do. You can, if things aren't moving for you, you can delist them and sell similar. And I've been doing that pretty regularly and still wanted to give some things an extra boost. I was, floating around YouTube, looking at videos from different people I subscribe to, and came across a video from Thrift Boss. If you haven't seen his stuff, you have to check him out. He has really good information, or what I find good information for me. It's valuable for me. And he has a pretty good sell-through rate on his store. And he was talking about doubling or more your sales. And I was like, what does he have to say about this? And he was talking about store coupons, which is not something that I've done very often. I've done it a couple of times, just maybe small coupons on a handful of categories in the past. But I went through this past weekend. I kicked it off Friday morning and ran it through Sunday night and put a 20% off coupon basically on everything that I hadn't listed in the past 48 hours. So it went up for about 300 items I put on a 20% off coupon. And when he was talking about this, he was doing a few different tiers based on the age of inventory. I just, rather than do that, I went with a flat 20% coupon. And his strategy was he put out the coupon for a short period of time, and then when it ends, you come back in and you start offering, sending offers to all the watchers. And of course, I did see the number of watchers go up dramatically over the weekend. I think whenever this morning, I ended up with about 35 watchers on different items, is to then go back and start sending out offers on those items that people are watching. And he was talking about spreading his out over a few days. I'm sure there's a good reason for that. I don't quite understand it for myself, so I just went through and I sent out offers for all the items just right away to see if I could get people's attention first thing Monday morning if they're checking their, alerts and notifications and all that kind of stuff. To my surprise, one of the sales we're going to talk about here, I had it on 20% off. I had watchers. I sent out an offer for 15% off this morning, and somebody bought it. So was happy to see that. And over the weekend, I had some items that were part of the 20% off sale that came through and had been sitting around forever and gotten virtually no action at all. I've done various things with those items and they went out the door. So I do see the benefit in the store coupons so far, and I'm going to keep kind of fidgeting with the discount percentage and just see, maybe run them longer or shorter and just see how that goes in the future. And as that progresses, if I find out anything that's like really helpful or cool, then I'll definitely share that. But that's one thing that I found to help move slower moving inventory in my store. So let's get into the items that sold. So this is going to be items that sold starting Friday afternoon, running through. There was 12 items over the weekend, including Friday afternoon, and then 2 items that came in before 8 a.m. this morning. So I'm lumping those in there. I want to get those out the door. Fast shipping, good service, hopefully positive reviews on those. So I had 2 items come in this morning. So there's going to be a total of 14 items we'll go through for our weekend sales. And we're just going to go in the order they came in. So we'll get right into it. First up, this is a personal item. These are Robies treads, just for little toddlers. So these are size 4. These were bought for my boys, and we bought a bunch at a store that was going out of business, and these we never ended up using. So got these listed up for $19.91 free shipping. I don't often do free shipping, but all the new items like this that I was seeing that were selling were sold with free shipping. So I just got right in the mix, and these went out with the 20% off coupon. $19.91 free shipping. All right, next item up is this vintage. This is a plum claw hammer. I picked this up. If you saw the video last week talking about all the estate sales and stuff I did while I was in Colorado, I picked this up at the estate sale I went to for $2. This has the original red hickory handle. It's in great shape. Picked this up for $2. Sold it for $24.89 plus shipping. This was not on the coupon. I had just listed this item, so I didn't include it on the sale. And I was glad I didn't. It went out at full price. Next item up are these Verbatim CDs. These are CDRs. There's 100 of them in here. It was an open package. I got this at a thrift store a long time ago. It had been in my unlisted inventory. I just recently listed them. I did take the cover off, and I counted all 100 CDs are there. So picked this up at a thrift store for $3. Sold it for $9.51 plus shipping on those. All right, next item is this game. So this is Abstract Academy. I actually don't know what the game is. I just know it's a game. I didn't take the time to learn anything about it. I picked this up at an Amazon bin store for 50 cents. Picked up 2 of them. I have another one. Picked up 2 of these for 50 cents. Sold it for $7.91 plus shipping. All right. Next item up is this lid. So this is an unbranded lid. I picked this up the same weekend I got that claw hammer. Last weekend. So I picked this up at a thrift store in Colorado called the ARC, A-R-C. And whenever I saw it, their stuff was a little bit high priced. I was in the cookware section, but I saw this and I picked it up and it felt heavy. I was looking for the Wagnerware or Magnalite name on it anywhere. I couldn't find it. There's no markings, but it just looked like it. I was like, that looks just so like that brand. It was $1.49. I was like, I can't go wrong for $1.49. So I picked it up. I did some research on it, and it does look like a Magnalite lid. I've seen some others that sold that looked identical to this, same profile, the measurements, everything that were sold as Magnalite. And so I listed it as Magnalite ? And listed the measurements, put plenty of pictures for it, and got it out the door for $24.89 plus shipping. So it was $1.65 with tax, $24.89 plus shipping on that lid. It's a really good piece. Glad to see that go out the door. That went out the door at full price as well. I just picked it up, so it was not on the store coupon. Next item up is this. This is another little vintage item. It's a Tony Lama keychain. Really cool little item. Picked up 2 of these. Were in a box of stuff from an estate sale a while back for $2. I've got 10 cents into this. Sold it for $5.51 plus shipping. Let's see. Next item up is this Revereware skillet. For some reason, and maybe it's because it doesn't have a lid. I don't know. I have one that has a lid, a smaller one, but this is a 9-inch skillet fry pan. It's in great shape. Handle's in great shape. This thing has not been selling at all. No action on it. I've sent out offers. I've adjusted the price, all sorts of stuff. But for some reason, skillets just don't seem to move fast. Picked this up for $1. Sold it for $11.90 plus shipping on that one. Next item is this Michael Kors. It's a tortoiseshell bracelet watch. My wife picked this up at an estate sale a few weeks ago maybe 8 weeks ago for $4. Sold that for $15.91 plus shipping. Needs a battery and it's missing links. I did put the diameter, the wrist measurement on there, and was very clear that it needs a battery. And I had a question about that. I think that's the person who bought it. And I did state, hey, it needs a battery. And there's a few scratches on the bracelet clasp, but other than that, it's in great shape, and they bought it. So $4 into $15.91 plus shipping. Next item, these are super cool, are these vintage oil paintings. It's a set. So I sold another set of these last week. I bought 2 sets in a box at a garage sale for $2. So I got them for $1 a set. These are super cool. They were from, I don't know if you can read that tag, from Montgomery Ward, which doesn't exist anymore. I used to shop there whenever I was a kid with my grandparents, but it was a department store. Think of Sears or Dillard's or anything but Montgomery Ward. And picked up the pair for $1. Sold those for $31.91 plus shipping. It's interesting because I got a message saying, how big are they? And I'm thinking they must want to know about the actual canvases inside. They're like canvas boards, the canvas boards. And so I said, are you talking about the boards or like the whole thing? And they said, yeah, the whole thing. Like, how big is it? I'm trying to figure out if it'll fit my space. So I wasn't at home to go, or my storage unit, to measure them. Luckily, the measurements were right there, pictures number 5 and number 6. So I scrolled over, looked at the measurements, put it back in the message, and I said, hey, if you want to look pictures number 5 and 6, I also have, show it with a tape measure, the actual physical measurements, just so you can confirm. And they replied, oh, sorry, I didn't see that. And it's interesting. And maybe it's because I resell stuff. If I'm looking at an item on eBay, I go through every picture just to see if there's anything I'm missing. But so many people don't go past the first or second picture. And even though you provide all that great information, they don't even look at it. They'll ask a question about it, but it's quite all right. It fit the space. The lady bought the paintings. Glad to see those go out the door, find a new home. So $1 into $31.91 plus shipping. Next item, it's another plum claw hammer. This one I picked up at an estate sale a while back for $1. You can tell this is much older because it has the round head and it has kind of the little, you see the difference between the two. This is a more modern vintage. This is like super vintage, or probably not antique, but they do same brand, different head. But picked that one up for $1 at an estate sale. It went out on a coupon and sold for $11.91 plus shipping. Next item. So this was interesting because I've had these were in my unlisted inventory. I got them listed up. They're jewel cases for CDs or DVDs. There's 100 of them in here. I can't remember ever seeing these before. I bought them a while back. This has been a long time ago for $3. Got them listed up. When I was in Colorado, I saw these exact same things at the thrift store I bought that Magnalite lid at. I was like, oh, that's so funny. I have those and I've never seen them anywhere else before. And in my head, I went, they're really slow sellers, so I'm not going to pick those up. And then they sold over the weekend. So interestingly enough, the different buyers that bought the 100 CDs and the 100 CD cases, different people, but that's okay. So those were $3 into $19.91 plus shipping. Next item. This is a MacBook Pro box only. And this is for the 16-inch MacBook Pro. I don't know, there's a bunch of details on the back. Even the box even has some writing here. So the place my wife works, whenever they order computers for people, she was telling me, she was like, oh yeah, they just, got a bunch of new computers. They're just throwing out the boxes. And I said, no, grab those boxes. So that box was free and sold it for $14.89 plus shipping. I don't know if that's a bolo. There's a ton of them listed. And I sold that for full price, no coupon there. So, but there's a ton of them listed. They sell pretty fast, pretty regular, but I've even found some. I don't remember where I was at. I was somewhere on a business trip and it was in a city, and at the bottom like there was a trash bin sitting on the curb in a big city, and there was a stack of Apple product boxes. Somebody got a bunch of new stuff and just put out the boxes. So I like swiped those and threw them in my backpack. But so Apple product boxes for laptops and iPads and that kind of stuff will sell, not for much. So I don't know that you'd want to pay for them, but if you can get them for free, there's a little bit of money to be made there. And then this hat is pretty cool. Next item here. This is one that came in early this morning. So this is from a game called Overwatch, which is like a first-person shooter game. It's a pretty cool little hat. I picked it up at a garage sale for $2. Showed it to my kids, and they're like, "Oh yeah!" They knew exactly what it was. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's a video game or it's a gamer or something, some kind of merch deal, and had it listed for a while. No action. I thought it would sell. There were some other ones that had sold, but that color with that cool underbill, it just sat around, which really surprised me because they seemed like they sold decent, but that's okay. Picked it up for $2, sold it on, had the store coupon at 20% off over the weekend, and it wasn't selling on the coupon. And this morning I sent an offer for 15% because the coupon was over and somebody bought it. So it made a little more money than if they had used the coupon, which was awesome. But $2 into $6.70 plus shipping. And then the last item that came in just before 8 this morning is this vintage Sony. This is a SoundWriter tape player, just single tape player and radio. Great handle, antenna works great. It's got the power cord. The battery compartment's clean. I've got the battery cord tucked into the battery compartment. The sound on it was just slightly less crisp than I would have liked. So I did make sure and I listed that in the description so that it was very clear that the sound wasn't perfect and that it has a bunch of paint splattered on it because it was a workbench radio or a job site radio, and that it would make a great workbench radio. So somebody picked that up this morning for full price, $22.89 plus shipping. Paid $2 for that at an estate sale. So glad to see that go out the door. That's all 14 items for the week or weekend, I should say. If you have any questions or comments or feedback on any of the items, please leave those down below. I'd be happy to answer those as best as I can. Until then, till the next video at least, have a great day.